Hi, my name is Abhishek. I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. So today's my topic is rape and marriage, Supreme Court's unwelcome remarks. So before proceeding with the topic, I request you please like and share my videos and just subscribe the channel next click. So let us talk about what is this issue. So the Supreme Court has asked a man whether he would marry the woman who had accused him for raping her when she was a minor. The court's remark and decisions has drawn criticism from various circles of setting a wrong precedent in terms of women's rights. So let us talk about what is this case about. So the Supreme Court was hearing a bail request of government employee one Mohit Subhash Chavan. He is an employee at the Maharashtra State Electric Production Company. He has been accused of raping repeatedly a schoolgirl and he faces charges under POSCO Act and had sought protection from arrest. So Chavan reportedly told the Supreme Court that his mother had offered marriage with him to victim when she went to police. Although she had initially refused, a document was reportedly drawn up, and in it, Chavan had promised marriage with the minor victim when she turns 18. The petition filed by the Chavan says that when he refused to marry her once she turned 18, she filed the case. So what has the court said in this case? So the Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, had asked if he would be willing to marry her now. The court also said that if he was not willing to marry, then he would lose his job and go to jail. The accused later reportedly told the court that he could not marry her as he was already married. So initially I wanted to marry, he said that initially I wanted to marry her, but she refused. Now I cannot as I am already married. So Chavan stressed that he was a government servant and would face automatic suspension if charges are framed against him. So to this the court said, that's why we have given you this indulgence. We will stay the arrest for 4 weeks, then you apply for regular bail. So Chavan had earlier been granted protection from arrest by a trial court, but that had been quashed by the High Court. So what has the court remarked in another similar case? So in another case, the bank stayed the arrest of a man accused of rape after falsely promising marriage. So the victim said she was promised marriage and was brutally sexually abused. So Chief Justice of India asked the girl's lawyer that when two people are living as husband and wife, however brutal the husband is, can you call sexual intercourse between them rape? So let us talk about what are these unwelcome. So a relationship between two individuals, including marriage, is built around love, respect, trust, and consent. A violent and exploitative act like rape has certainly no place within this civilized framework. And bottom line is that rape is the worst form of crime that violates a woman's body, mind, and soul. Clearly, the perpetrator has to be awarded deterrent punishment. He cannot be incentivized by giving legal sanction to a gruesome act by allowing such marriages. By offering marriage as a solution to a rape victim, the judiciary fails to protect the rights of a girl. So, what are the available legal provisions regarding these types of crimes? So, in both the cases, the crime attracts severe penalties under the Criminal Law Act 2013. On marital rape, the recommendation was not included in the act. But the Justice J.S. Verma committee was clear that the law ought to be specified that a marital or another relationship between the perpetrator and victim cannot be defense against sexual violence. So the idea is that a rapist remains a rapist regardless of the relationship within the victim. And in in 2013 case, Shambhu and others versus state of Haryana, the Supreme Court itself had come down heavily against the practice. The court said that the offer of a rapist to marry the victim cannot be used to reduce the sentence prescribed by law. So what do the cases imply? So each right activist have always worked hard against misogyny, patriarchal mindset, and other failings such as blaming the victim for rape. This battle for equality becomes even more difficult when people in the high offices make offensive remarks. So a series of rape and murder are being reported against minors, especially Dalits, in Uttar Pradesh. So, in this scenario, the judiciary's shocking remarks echo a deep-set prejudice against gender equality. So, that's it. Thank you.